Alright, this is X Bones back with another episode of Road to Mythic. This time we are in Season 3. This is Episode 2. So, Foundations just recently dropped, and this is my first time hopping on MTG, specifically this account, and obviously recording a video for the past 2 weeks now. So we got a little bit of housekeeping stuff to do right before we get into the actual ranked gameplay. But we're going to try to get this going. So right away you can see they banned Monstrous Rage in Alchemy. Honestly, man, aggro, in my opinion, is so like prevalent in a lot of the gameplays. And I got a video coming soon where I kind of want to break down some stuff personally, just talking about the game as opposed to playing or whatever. So I got a couple of topics, but yeah, I mean, one of them is just the fact that like the aggro meta is the most dominant meta that you find the most of, and it's the strategy, when it comes to gameplay that I personally don't prefer the most. And when I do play aggro, I like to be very, very creative with it, which may not be the most efficient way to play, but it's just my preference. But anyway, yeah. So this is one of the many aggro cards that just make them super strong. And then now that Foundations has dropped like a ton of stuff, a lot of like reprints from historic cards and a bunch of new ones as well. There's just a ton of stuff that like has really propped up aggro. So but yeah, so this is Foundations. That's how the new packs look. But yeah, so that Anyway, enough about enough about that, I suppose. Just hold on with me for a sec. I just want to adjust the volume in my ear. It's kind of going crazy a little bit. Huh. I don't know why that doesn't even seem like it's too loud. But anyway, and then I don't know if there's some sound setting in here somewhere that it's got me messed up. But what account am I on? I'm on the wrong account. That's why. That is why. Okay, we're gonna hop into the main account. All right, onto the main account. Looks like I got this for some reason. Not really sure why. Ley Line of Resonance, which I think is banned in standard. I'm not really sure. And then I think they've adjusted it. They've gave it this like alchemy adjustment where this card is no longer the original card. It's kind of modified. I guess that's just the way to keep the card as a playable card, just modifying it slightly to make it more balanced, which is fair. And again, if you notice, they're banning aggro related cards, or they're modifying aggro related cards, like this card, another card. Both of these are now modified to be a little bit different, and I think it balances them out. I don't even feel like reading the card just because these are not cards that I use. In the future, I may. Yep, notifying me again. That's banned. Got some packs, as you can see. I pre-ordered the 50-pack thing. It gives you 5 of these golden packs, which is pretty cool. And along with it, I get this Liliana Dreadhorde General Planeswalker card. I get her card and the extra cool like card style.
My army will envelop this world.
We're gonna take that here. Get started. Got that. Alrighty. Man, I don't even know if I guess this episode might be a little bit different than normal because I guess I will do the pack opening here and then go ahead and play a game or two. Oh yeah, and then there's this. So we all get like some free packs. We claim this. We get the free packs. Get the new lands that come along with the foundation set. I'd say these are pretty solid. You know, land arts and stuff like that. That's pretty cool. Some info, whatever, and then this is new. So they rolled out a bunch of new player decks that are standard playable, that pretty much feature a bunch of the cards from the new foundation set. So I'm gonna go ahead and claim that. Boom, boom, boom. So you can see all of these. It's cool because they add this to your collection, and you know you can use them in your collection for whatever. I don't know why that doesn't flip over. There are a bit of reprints. This is one of my favorites, Inspiring Overseer. Fogbank is interesting too. Excuse me. Alright, tons and tons of stuff. Tons and tons of stuff. These are all new cards added with the new decks that they give out. This new card art for Phyrexian Arena is pretty cool. Kind of like that. I forget this character's name right there, that guy. But pretty cool. There's gonna be a whole lot of this in this episode. Opening, oh, Burst Lightning. This is pretty cool. It's a 2 damage spell, but if you get it in late game, you could use the kicker to make it 4. You know, it's kind of like two potential cards in one. They got Krenko as a standard card now, which is pretty interesting. Expect to see some Goblin players in standard. You know, good for them. Good for people who are really into Goblin themed decks. You know, they get ultimately their one of their best commanders. Ooh, and Doubling Season, one of my favorite cards. I love it. I love it. And look at the card art for it. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. They bring in Doubling Season to standard. You know what that means. I got something up my sleeve. Look at that. Cure the Rising Tide. Nice. Nice. That's actually pretty cool. I mean, you could probably get Threshold pretty quick with Kiora. And then you get to create this legendary token octopus that's an 8/8. So I've got to play with a bunch of these cards already, just playing on some of my other accounts. Giant Wizard, Archmage of Runes. That's actually pretty nice. 5 mana cost, not too expensive. It's a 3/6. It's not meant to be, you know, to, I guess, deal a lot of damage or whatever. But helps to kind of boost some of the other things you got to play after you play this. So, you know, reducing the casting cost and then allowing you to draw a card each time is nasty. And it's not just like once each turn. It's just whenever you cast an instant or sorcery card. That's pretty strong. Kind of like that. So. Oh yeah, I played with this card so far. This is pretty fun. I like it. You can draw a ton of cards off of it if you got a big creature in play. And then she herself comes in as a big creature as well. This is a pretty cool card too. Haven't really used it much, but I have played against it a couple times, and it's It's interesting. It's another card I really like. Oh man, dude, there's just so much stuff that's just literally been given out for free. Kind of speeding through some of this stuff because this episode's gonna be long as hell if I, you know. This is a card I like, Maelstrom Pulse. Massacre Worm's fun. Pretty cool card. If your opponent has a bunch of like little creatures into play, Massacre Worm can pretty much just wipe them out and causes the opponent to lose a bunch of life in the process. That could be very devastating against the right opponent, stuff like that. But this is another card I like, kind of interesting. I got to play with this on another account in a deck, and you know, like it does some good work in the right build, the right deck build. This is another one that's pretty decent too. Allows you to kind of, sift through some cards in your deck and stuff like that. But 4/3 with reach, 3 mana cost, not bad, not bad. Like to me, there's been a lot of like solid cards in this foundation set, and when they announced this set, I'm like, it's not really a themed set. So it's not centered around a particular storyline, a particular theme. They're grabbing a bunch of cards from the past. There's a bunch of reprints, which kind of sucks. But some of the good things about it is stuff like this, Land of War Elves. They're bringing Land of War Elves back into Standard. Instead of just this being a historic card, it's a really awesome card now that's in Standard. It's going to be in Standard for... I forget how long. I think Standard rotation is at least 3 years. But I think, if I'm not mistaken, I heard that these were going to be around even longer than that. But we'll see. And I like the card art too. This is, I think, an retro card art as well. Well, all right. Looks like that's about it. There's a lot of stuff free they was giving out. Look at the store real quick. Okay. I did not get the Mastery Pass. Did not get that for here for this account. Dude, I'm loving a lot of these, like the card arts for these. These are pretty cool. What else? Yeah, dude, some like look at this art for a braid. A braid is a really good card. I've not been too fond of the art styles for most of the braid cards. Although I've used it a bunch because it's a pretty solid card. I mean, you could do 3 damage to remove a creature, which is probably the most common use that a lot of people are going to use some sort of removal spell just to take out a creature. But you get the option to also destroy an artifact, and that sometimes comes in clutch. Your opponent gets some crazy artifact in play that's really annoying if you don't remove it, and it can destroy that. Also, artifact creatures. So it's when it says destroy target artifact, it doesn't say destroy target non-creature artifact. Which means if it's a creature that's an artifact, it could be something as big as like a 8/8, 9/9, whatever power and toughness, and this would just completely destroy it. So I mean, so Braid is kind of a solid card. I love this card art. So this is something that I might look at getting. I mean, it's kind of on the pricey side, but I would love to have that card art for a Braid. This Hero's Downfall card art is pretty cool too. I think it looks better than some of the other Heroes Downfall that I've seen, but yeah, dude, like these are pretty cool. Oh, that's a pretty cool looking card art for her as well. Um, anyway, enough of that. All right, let's get back to packs. So I got 5 of these golden packs and 53 foundation packs. Got a little music to go along with it. But anyway, gonna open them by the 10. I'm not gonna waste a whole lot of time to draw out this video super long. I'm gonna try to. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, my daughter was napping. Now she's up. Ooh, that's kind of cool. You get in a really card draw heavy deck with this. This is kind of cool. You can just make a bunch of copies of this, and I think if you, as long as you keep copying, the copies also should make copies. Something like that. I think that's how that works. And then before you know it, drawing a bunch of cards, I'll have a bunch of these. I don't even know how to say the word for it, but another copy spell. It's an enchantment. A little expensive, but you can make some kind of interesting deck featuring that. This is an OG card that I've seen a bunch of times. I've used it a couple times too. I don't know what that beep was in my ear. I've got to play with this a little bit too. It's in one of the newer decks. Pretty interesting card too. But let's move on. I'm not gonna look at every single card, talk about every single card. I'm just gonna kind of highlight some that stand out to me. This is a good card. A lot of people are using now, and I love the card art too. This like vampire knight. He's just floating in the air, flying, I guess. Pretty cool. You can get an infinite combo loop going with this particular card and another card. Yeah. That's interesting. That is a very interesting card. I might wanna give this a try. It's a really freaky looking creature, but oh, and Tiny Bones, my boy. I love the new Tiny Bones card. I love the new Tiny Bones card. That's pretty cool. And weirdly, his body in this picture is not a skeleton. I mean, his head is, but his body is like looks like it's got flesh and skin and all that stuff, not just a skeleton. That's pretty interesting. Oh, look at that guy. Wow. 7 mana cost card, three red, and 4 colorless. But man, or 4 of any color or whatever. I've played against this card, this Drake Hatcher. It's kind of an interesting card to run up against. I really love cards like this that are low mana costs, so you get them in the game on the board early, but have a lot of like upside to the abilities. Now, mind you, you have to maybe do some other things to trigger the abilities and stuff like that. But a lot of like really low mana cost cards that do a lot of stuff early in the game are super important. And really like so I kind of rant a bit about aggro strategies and stuff like that, and how I'm not a big fan of it. And aggro, unfortunately, you see it in every color type nowadays. Whatever, red, not just red, but blue, green, white, black. There's aggro in every color, and it's kind of like unfortunate because it seems like you usually typically have to like fight fire with fire. In this instance, fight aggro with aggro in order to stay competitive and stuff like that. But what I like about Drake Hatcher is like it again, it's one of those cards that doesn't have an aggro feel to the card, and yet it's a nice little counter to aggro, just to get on the board quicker versus wait until you get the mana to pay some of these huge spells. Give me a second here. Hey, little baby, you woke up. Anyway, alrighty. Anyway, Scavenging Ooze is pretty cool too. Not like it's super strong, but I like it. It's another card that, again, similar to Drake Hatcher. Two mana cost in total. to get on the board. Has a cool ability that uh, that essentially is graveyard hate. Can remove cards from graveyard. So if you got an opponent that's piling up cards in the graveyard as reanimator targets or something like that, this can put a stop to your opponent's strategy, which is really cool. Can boost itself with +1/+1 counters and gain you a little bit of life. It's like there's so much value to this one card, and again, it's a card that'll help you get on the board quicker. Same thing with Tiny Bones. This is obviously in black, but 2 mana costs gets you on the board right away. So, because I playing mid range and control, you tend to play a little bit of slower strategy. Mess around and like play a card like this on turn 5, where it costs 5 mana. It's a 3/3, but your opponent, by the time you get this into play, they probably got your life total down to like nothing. uh, so it's important to have your bigger cost spells, but have enough like early things you could play that can do some stuff to counter your opponent and kind of build up your board state to get your late game strategy going. If you ever want to play with a card like this, which is interesting, this crazy expensive card or this card, you're gonna want to have stuff cheaper in your deck that you can get out on the board early, kind of like mix it up with your opponent, kind of keep you alive to get your big spell onto the board, and eventually in the later game and kind of take over from there. But anyway, ranting and rambling. Don't want to stretch this video out too long, but let's go ahead and Leyline X, that's kind of cool. No, this is a really good sweeper that they just put into the game. This right here pretty much will just make a bunch of other sweepers obsolete. It's 4 mana cost, with no real downside. I mean, you destroy all creatures, which a sweeper is going to do that, but there's some 4 mana cost sweepers where your opponent gets a card out of it. So it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool to have that one there. But that's kind of interesting card. It's kind of interesting. This would be fun to play with. Again, you look at a card like this. 4 mana cost. It's a 2/3. Has a cool ability and all that, but it's definitely not aggro. A card like this would not make it into an aggro deck. I mean, unless you had some really, really good strat where this is just sort of your top end card. This comes into play and does something crazy. I don't know. but then I wouldn't even call that aggro. I would call that like a gimmicky deck. A deck with some sort of crazy gimmick to get some particular card to do something crazy. This is a card right here that I like. I've played with on another account. Ooh, the Mizzet. This is a new card for me, at least. I do have the other or I should say Niv Mizzet. I do have the other Niv Mizzet card, Omniscience. That's pretty awesome. This is in standard now. Wow, I could see some people playing with that. Ooh, Twin Flame Tyrant. This is a pretty good card too. A lot of people are kind of raving about it, but yeah, this Niv Mizzet. I don't know if the other Niv Mizzet is in standard currently, but I believe comboing this with the other one gives you an infinite loop. I'd have to look at it to see exactly how it works, but oh, look at this, Kellen. Planar Trailblazer. Ah, I kind of like it. Pretty cool. Okay. So yeah, so I'm probably gonna get to like one game after I open all these packs. That's pretty interesting. Valkyrie's Call. That's pretty cool. Got another Tiny Bones. I think I've seen this card. I think I've played against it. I played with this card. Alicia or Alessia, I don't know which one it is, but open these last three foundation packs. Elvish Archdruid, yep. So Elves got a little boost. You got goblins, you got a bunch of different probably what's it called? A bunch of different like tribal upgrades and stuff with some of the bunch of new, either new or returning cards that they've brought with the foundation set. Blanchwood Armor, classic card. I'm a fan of. I like. I haven't really. I think I've used it once or twice. I haven't really done nothing crazy with it, but Pilfer's a card I like. And I think Pilfer rotated out of standard, but now it's back, and I love it. I love Pilfer. Pilfer. It's a good card. It's 2 mana cost instead of 1, but you get to look at your opponent's hand and discard any card, any non-land card, I should say. Whereas like most other, the discard cards that are 1 mana cost, they have some sort of stipulation. Like you can only get rid of a creature card. You can only get rid of a non-creature card, or something like that. But this one, whatever your opponent's got, you can get rid of it. I wonder if I want to open these one by one or all at once. I think one by one is cool. Okay. Peer past the veil. I like this. I like that card. That's a good one, in my opinion. Okay. It's a pretty interesting reanimator. This one I like too. I've played with this a bunch. So this Rakdos is pretty cool. Not only is it just a big body creature with flying and trample, but nice little ability where your opponent has to decide between, do I want to do something that really sucks or just let you have 2 cards? And most opponents just like, yeah, go ahead and have 2 cards. Because they'd otherwise have to sacrifice 2 non-land, non-token permanents. So it's going to hit them hard. And if they don't, you get to draw 2 cards. Drawing 2 cards off of something like that, oh man. That's a pretty sweet card for me, But
out of my way. Must do it on a mission.
A little loud in my ear. Pretty cool Planeswalker. I've played against this a few times. I actually want to play with it, but just haven't got around to it yet. Huh, okay. Authority of Councils. I've seen a bunch of people playing with this a bunch. If it's 1 mana, and you gain life off of your opponent putting creatures into play. It's and their creatures come into play tap, which is such a huge plus to have that as like a defense for you as a player. So It's a really good card. I'll probably mess around and use it a bit, but I've played against it so much without using it myself, and kicked a lot of people's butts that were using this card. So so it's kind of like it's kind of almost like I have like beef with this card, like so I'm like kind of on the fence. Like, do I want to use it or do I just want to keep kicking people's butt that do use it? I don't know. Maybe both. We'll see. We'll see. But anyway, but yeah, just other good thing with all these packs I'm opening, it gets me, more of the wild cards built up, so you can see my wild cards are going up, especially the rare and mythics. These other ones don't matter as much, but I got multiple hundreds of, but yeah, those rares and mythics, those are gonna come in handy for when I want to do my own deck building, and I need a particular card that I just don't have. That's kind of an interesting card. Something that I could see using. I think would come in handy, but. That's an interesting card. I could see some good use out of that. I've played against this card a bunch. I could definitely see myself using this card. Because so the next time I build an aggro deck, I want to build a gruel aggro with green and red, and this is probably one I'd use in that. So it's a pretty annoying card to run into. It is very aggro focused, but but I might end up using it myself. All right, I think this one last pack. Let's see. I've seen this in historic. That's an annoying card to have to face against, though. Huh. Ooh. That's kind of interesting. That's kind of an interesting card. I might want to play around with that. All right, all right. So, without further ado, so this episode, bunch of bunch of pack openings, bunch of me rambling. I am tired because it's kind of late, but I want to finish up this episode with just one game. So we're just gonna hop right into historic rank. I guess I left off using Grixis Possessed. I plan on using them in some different decks going forward. Just to spice it up, mix it up. I don't. I feel like every season I gotta bring in some new decks, so I plan on doing that. Okay, I'm on the draw. 2-land opening hand, not great, not great. But I think I'm just gonna go ahead and keep it. This is a card that doesn't come in handy till late game. Same with Blue Suns, Twilight. So and then these are kind of like mid game cards. Three mana cost is not you know early game card. So I just gotta hope for the best. Oh, and of course I'm facing aggro. Facing aggro right out the gate. So chances are I'm losing this game. Which kind of sucks. Which kind of sucks a little bit. Okay, still no land. I need turn 3 to give me a land. If not, probably just concede this game, honestly. Oh man. Like that was my first game back after not playing for a while. Just oh gosh. Alright, I get a land, but it's a tap land. What do you know? What do you know? What do you know? My luck. My luck. My opponent's probably gonna hit me hard right now. What is this card? Oh, okay. Oh boy. Ooh, and an Ember Cleave? Yeah, it's over with. It is over with. Oh my gosh. Like one burn spell is gonna kill me. Ember Cleave, man. Well, that's the game. That's the game, folks. That's the game. Dude, that was so quick in oh, look at that. Drop down a little bit. So yeah, so excuse the energy level. It's first game back in a little while, and I'm gonna get back into the swing of things because I wanna drop videos on a consistent basis. If not every day, like I really intend and plan to, at least every other day. Man, this deck is just no bueno, huh? Bunch of tap lands. At least I don't have anything really specific to use it on right away. I guess that kind of works out. Okay, that's annoying. That's an annoying card. What do we want to do? Let's just go ahead and do this. So, opponent probably has either a soldier strat or he's a token build. Okay. Okay. Oh, glad I got that. Glad I got that. So I may not have gotten a land like I should have gotten, but at least I got something to get rid of that card, because that would be super annoying to have to. Okay, Siege Veteran. Okay. Let's go ahead and get my... How do I want to do this, man? Let's go ahead and do this. Make my opponent discard a card, do 2 damage to something. So I get rid of the stupid fencing ace with the Siege Veteran. Ironically, I'm gonna get rid of the fencing ace. Because this thing could do a lot of damage if I just let it snowball and kill me some more. Creates a token, which is a little bit annoying, but put that Archfiend Vessel into play. My opponent seems like they're gassing out with cards here. this removal on my boy. Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay. Ooh, big damage, big boy. Shipwreck Marsh. Should I take him? Should I take him and make him mine? For some reason, I like the sound of that. Yoink. Come here. Yeah, my card now. Ah. You don't like it when I got the card, huh? It was all fun and games till I took your card. Hey, shit binding. Oh no. Alright. A little bit annoying. A little bit annoying. Ooh. Dang. If I use Invoke Despair, he can get his card back. That would be tragic. I think I want to do this. Good.
If you don't stand with me, you're my enemy.
I don't know why I didn't put this out first. I'm an idiot. I should have had him in the play first. Oops.
My goons will make quick work of you. Your punishment is my entertainment.
But anyway, like I said, I'm just get back into the swing of playing, and thanks. Okay, gonna block there, gonna block there, I suppose.
No one beats me and survives. Go ahead. Plead for mercy.
You know what? Something tells me to kill this thing. I think I'm gonna do that. Okay, thankfully he didn't get something crazy to play. He's gonna hit my ob, so be it. Smart on him.
Well now, you've gone and ruined all my fun.
Interesting. So, dang man, I do not want to use Invoke Despair. I use Invoke Despair. He sacrifices this, gets this guy back, which I don't want. Yeah, nah, forget that. Forget that. Just going all in. Boom, boom, boom. Ooh, ooh, he had something nasty off the top. I'm glad I got rid of that thing. Okay. Interesting. I think we go ahead and do this. I know this gets a little bit risky here. Ooh! Some heat came off the top. Good thing I did it. Okay. Lost a couple creatures, but I kept my land, so my opponent quits, he scoops it up. Let's go. Let's go. First victory in a while. Rank up. And yeah, so I'm back in the silver tier. Right where we left off. And I think I'm gonna end it there for now. Hopefully I'm back tomorrow with a bunch more energy to kick off this season and really get some progress going. Need to do it soon because dang, look at the time. 12 freaking days left. Yikes. Taking 2 weeks off takes a huge toll on seasonal progress. And honestly, dude, if I don't make it at least to where I was the end of last season, which was the bottom of platinum, dude, I'll get reset back even further than where I started this season at. So I gotta get on the road. Gotta get on the ball. But I'm gonna get some rest and save this for our next video. So thanks for rocking with me. You know, if you appreciate the channel, you appreciate, you know, me, what I'm doing, and want to support, like, dude, any of this early support that I'm getting from people really helps to motivate me. Really helps me to you know, jump in and do what I'm doing. And I'm just thankful for any and every bit of like support, whether you watch a video, you like a video, you comment on a video, whatever you do. Like I mean, it makes a huge difference for me as a content creator. And dude, there's just like tons of stuff. If I had the time and opportunity to focus and work on this stuff, I promise I'd make some very entertaining and innovative things that I don't think anybody in the YouTube or content creator space is doing currently within MTG. So all MTG fans out there, if you happen to watch this far in the video, you're listening to these words, just know, like, I got some stuff for you you've never seen before. It's just a matter of, you know, me getting the opportunity to do those things. And like I said, your support goes a long way to helping me reach that goal. And you know, this stuff will come sooner or later anyway. It just might be later rather than sooner. And I'm excited to do it, but hopefully other people are excited to see it sooner than later as well. But that's it for this one, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bones out.